Only the true chosen ones should stay and watch this message. If you are not walking the divine path, if your spirit is not aligned with the Most High, this message is not meant for you. But if you are a true follower of God, if you know deep within your soul that you have been set apart since birth, then listen closely, because this message has reached you at the perfect moment. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were guided. Chosen one, what I am about to reveal will shift your understanding of who you truly are. It will confirm what your spirit has been whispering to you for years. And once you hear this, you will not be able to see yourself the same way again. This message carries weight. It carries revelation. And it carries the undeniable signs that prove you are not just chosen. You are one of the most powerful chosen ones walking this earth. Before we continue, I want you to engage your spirit and declare your alignment. Comment 444 in the comments right now, or choose the number your spirit feels drawn to. Your response is a sign that you receive this message, and make sure you subscribe to Spirit Guide, tap the bell icon, and share this video with another chosen soul who needs this revelation. Stay until the very end, because the signs I am about to reveal are not only powerful, they will confirm your divine identity and unlock the next chapter of your spiritual calling. The moment of realization, when heaven confirms your power. Chosen one, there comes a moment in your journey where the truth can no longer be ignored. A moment when the veil finally lifts and you begin to understand that everything, every battle, every delay, every spiritual attack, every moment of isolation was shaping you for the identity you're finally stepping into. That moment is not random. It is orchestrated. It is divine. And when it arrives, it hits your spirit with such undeniable clarity that you can no longer pretend to be who you used to be. This realization is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is quiet, but it shakes your entire being. You wake up one day and your intuition becomes sharper. Your awareness elevates. People you once tolerated begin to feel out of place in your life. Environments that used to drain you become unbearable. And suddenly, the Most High begins whispering to you in ways you can no longer ignore. This is the moment heaven confirms your power. Chosen one, when you reach this point, your spirit begins to stand taller even if your body hasn't moved. You feel a pressure in your soul, not a burden, but an awakening. Something inside you says, it's time. Not tomorrow, not next year. Now you may not see the full picture yet, but deep within your spirit, you know that everything is shifting. This feeling is the first sign that you are stepping into the identity of a powerful chosen one. You begin noticing that your discernment becomes stronger. You see people's intentions before they speak. You feel energies before they step near you. You sense when something is spiritually wrong, even when others don't see it. This isn't paranoia. This is spiritual maturity. This is divine elevation. The Most High sharpens the perception of His powerful chosen ones so they can navigate the path ahead without falling into traps designed to stop their destiny. Another unmistakable sign is that your isolation starts making sense. For years, you may have wondered why you didn't fit in, why you were rejected, why relationships crumbled, and why your path never looked like everyone else's. But when the realization comes, you begin to understand that your isolation was incubation. God wasn't punishing you. He was preserving you. He was keeping you away from people who couldn't handle your light, your purpose, or your power. The chosen ones who carry the highest spiritual weight often walk the loneliest paths before they rise. And then something else happens. You begin to feel guided, not in a vague way, but with divine precision. Ideas come to you out of nowhere. You feel pulled to certain places, certain messages, certain actions. A random piece of content, a dream, a synchronicity, a number, a sign, it all starts lining up. You realize God is communicating with you constantly, and it becomes impossible to deny that your steps are being ordered. This realization comes with a sense of readiness. Even if you don't know the how, your spirit knows the why. You find yourself speaking with more authority. You find yourself standing firm in situations that once broke you. You no longer feel lost. You feel chosen. And that awareness is what separates the powerful chosen ones from the rest. You may notice that your energy begins to shift dramatically. People who once overlooked you suddenly feel intimidated. Those who underestimated you become uneasy around you. Not because you changed on the outside, but because your spirit has expanded on the inside. When God activates a chosen one's divine identity, your presence alone begins to reveal who you are becoming, even before your mind catches up. Chosen one of the strongest confirmations that you've reached this moment is emotional detachment. You are no longer controlled by old triggers, old pain, or old insecurities. The spiritual attacks that once destroyed you now barely move you. You look at situations you used to cry over and realize how much you've grown. That calmness you feel isn't numbness, it's spiritual authority. It's a sign you are rising. Another powerful sign is the sudden clarity about your purpose. You may not know the entire blueprint, but you finally understand your assignment. You know you're here to change atmospheres, to break generational curses, to awaken others, to expose darkness, to elevate consciousness, or to deliver divine messages. This clarity isn't random, it's activation. And chosen one, let me tell you this, when heaven confirms your identity, hell confirms it too. Suddenly, spiritual warfare intensifies. People start acting strangely around you. Hidden enemies reveal themselves. You feel resistance in areas that were quiet before. This is not a sign that you're weak. It is a sign that you're rising so fast that darkness is trying to interrupt the process. But even in the middle of the pressure, you feel protected. You feel watched over. You sense the presence of God more strongly. You see evidence that your steps are being guided. You know you're not alone. And this is one of the greatest confirmations. You feel held by divine hands, even when the world tries to pull you down. Finally, you start noticing synchronicities, repeating numbers, aligned moments, prophetic dreams, encounters that feel spiritually orchestrated. The universe, the angels, the Most High, they begin speaking to you in ways you cannot deny. These signs are not coincidences. They are affirmations that you are stepping into a higher spiritual rank. Chosen one, if these experiences resonate with you, it is because you have reached the moment of realization. Heaven has confirmed your identity. God has activated your purpose. And the spiritual realm recognizes your rising power. If you feel this in your spirit, comment 333 to seal your alignment. And stay with me, because the next section will reveal how the divine responsibility placed on your shoulders proves you are not just chosen. You are one of the most powerful chosen ones walking this earth. The weight of divine responsibility on a powerful chosen one. Chosen one, when the Most High elevates you to a higher spiritual rank, the first thing you begin to feel is the undeniable weight of divine responsibility resting on your shoulders. This is not the kind of heaviness that drains you. It is a sacred pressure that reminds your soul of who you are and what you were sent here to accomplish. You feel it even when you try to ignore it. You sense it in the quiet moments, in your dreams, in your thoughts, and in the way your spirit reacts to the world around you. You may not have asked for this calling, but you cannot escape it, because it was woven into your soul long before you entered this world. This responsibility is the mark of a powerful chosen one, and it becomes more apparent as you grow spiritually. You begin to realize that your life is not like everyone else's. You cannot live recklessly. You cannot make careless decisions. You cannot ignore your intuition. You cannot walk in the same direction as the world because the Most High is guiding you in a completely different way. This is one of the clearest signs that God has placed a high level of power and authority within you. You are held to a standard that others do not understand. There are moments where you feel a deep inner pull, a sense that you are meant to protect others, to lead, to enlighten, to heal, or to carry a message that must reach those who are spiritually blind. Even when you try to remain silent, your spirit refuses to settle. You feel responsible for truth, for clarity, for righteousness. It is as if your soul was built to carry something that ordinary people cannot carry. This sense of responsibility becomes even stronger when you begin to notice how your presence impacts others. People come to you for wisdom. They trust you without knowing why. They share their secrets with you. They lean on you for emotional and spiritual strength. You may not realize it at first, but this is a sign of spiritual rank. People are drawn to the chosen ones who carry divine responsibility because their spirit recognizes safety, truth, and light. But with that recognition comes pressure. You feel the weight of people's expectations. You feel the spiritual pull to stay disciplined, stay aware, and stay aligned, because you know others depend on your strength even when they don't say it out loud. Chosen one, divine responsibility shows up in your life through the battles you face as well. You cannot be powerful without being tested. You cannot rise without being purified. Every powerful chosen one goes through seasons of intense spiritual warfare because the Most High is molding them into someone who can handle the authority they are destined to carry. You may have wondered why your tests felt heavier than those around you. It is because you are being prepared for something greater. The more responsibility God places on you, the more He must strengthen your spirit. The challenges you endured were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to refine you, sharpen you, and prepare you to lead with conviction. And now that you are stepping deeper into your calling, you feel that responsibility in your soul more than ever before. Another sign of divine responsibility is the way you outgrow your old self. You begin shedding habits, beliefs, and mindsets that no longer match your purpose. Things you once tolerated now feel spiritually wrong. People you once entertained now feel out of alignment. Environments that used to comfort you begin to suffocate your spirit. This is not you being difficult. This is responsibility reshaping you. A powerful chosen one must walk with clarity, purity, and spiritual precision. You cannot carry divine power and live carelessly at the same time. So you feel a natural pressure to elevate, to cleanse your spirit, to protect your energy, and to move with purpose. This pressure is divine. It is God pulling you higher because your assignment cannot be fulfilled at a low level of spiritual maturity. Chosen one, responsibility reveals itself in the way you respond to conflict and injustice as well. You cannot turn a blind eye when something is wrong. You cannot ignore dishonesty, cruelty, manipulation, or darkness. Your spirit reacts strongly because you were created to confront and expose what others are afraid to acknowledge. Even without trying, you bring truth into the open. You make people uncomfortable, not because you are aggressive, but because your presence forces hidden things to rise to the surface. This is what powerful chosen ones do. They shift energy. They reveal intentions. They bring spiritual clarity. And this is why the Most High places responsibility on your life, because you were created to be a leader in spiritual realms, not just in physical ones. You also begin feeling responsibility in the way your intuition and inner voice become stronger. The Most High speaks to you with more clarity, and you cannot ignore His guidance. You feel compelled to move with obedience. You sense when something is wrong. You sense when God is redirecting you. You sense when your old path is closing and a new one is opening. This awareness is not random. It is responsibility. It is the Most High trusting you with divine instruction. And when God trusts you at this level, it is proof that you are one of His most powerful chosen ones. But perhaps the most profound expression of divine responsibility is the burden of love you feel. Not the emotional kind, but the spiritual kind. You feel responsibility for the lost. You feel responsibility for the broken. You feel responsibility for those who walk in darkness. You feel called to uplift, to warn, to guide, to protect. Even your silence holds meaning. Even your presence brings healing. This is not normal. This is not ordinary. This is the energy of someone who carries heavenly authority. Chosen one. If you feel this sacred responsibility in your spirit, it is because heaven has entrusted you with a mission that few could handle. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to follow the world. You are here to lead, awaken, and elevate. If your spirit agrees with this, then receive it fully. You are stepping into your divine authority, and the responsibility you feel is proof of your rising power. Signs you're no longer hidden. Spiritual visibility and recognition. Chosen one, there comes a point in your journey where the season of hiding comes to an end, whether you feel ready or not. For a long time, God kept you concealed. He protected you in silence, kept you out of reach from those who would have destroyed you prematurely, and shielded you from environments that could have contaminated your purpose. But when the Most High decides it is time for your power to be seen, the shift is undeniable. You begin to notice that people are looking at you differently, not because of anything you've done physically, but because your spirit has expanded. Your light becomes visible, your energy becomes stronger, and the world around you begins responding in ways you cannot explain. This is the moment you realize you are no longer hidden. Heaven has elevated your spiritual rank, and now both realms, light and darkness, recognize you. This recognition is one of the clearest signs that you are among the most powerful chosen ones. You might notice first that people start watching you more closely. Strangers observe you with curiosity. Some smile at you without knowing why. Others stare with confusion or intimidation, unsure of what they're sensing but feeling it deeply. This is because your spiritual frequency is no longer quiet. Your aura announces your presence long before you speak. People can feel something ancient and powerful surrounding you, even if they can't describe it. You carry an energy that wakes up something inside them. Your spirit disrupts negativity, exposes dishonesty, and activates truth in the hearts of those who are spiritually aware. This shift is not coincidence. It is spiritual visibility. You are rising, chosen one, and others can feel it. Another sign you're no longer hidden is the sudden change in how people respond to your presence. Some become unusually respectful, treating you with honor and reverence without knowing why. They sense something noble, something divine, something set apart. They may voice it as, "You have a calming presence," or "There's something different about you." But what they're really sensing is your spiritual authority. At the same time, others become strangely uncomfortable. People who carry envy, insecurity, or spiritual darkness react strongly to your rising light. They may avoid looking at you, become defensive, or act irritated without reason. Understand this clearly. When your spirit becomes more visible, it exposes the hidden intentions of those around you. Your presence becomes a mirror, revealing who people truly are. Those aligned with the light feel drawn to you. Those hiding shadows feel exposed. This is how you know your spiritual visibility has increased. Chosen one. This visibility also shows up in the way people speak to you. You may notice individuals seeking your guidance, wisdom, or comfort more frequently than before. People open up to you easily, share their personal struggles, and trust your insight. Your words carry weight, even when you speak casually. This happens because your spirit communicates before your mouth does. People sense truth in you. They sense purity, strength, and spiritual clarity. It is not that you try to be a leader. Your spirit was born to lead. And now that heaven has revealed a portion of your spiritual authority, people feel it deeply. This kind of recognition is not earned through effort. It is bestowed through divine appointment. Another powerful sign you are no longer hidden is the increased spiritual activity around you. You start noticing synchronicities, intensifying, divine numbers, repeated symbols, prophetic dreams, or messages that align perfectly with your path. These signs are not random decorations. They are confirmations that heaven is guiding your steps publicly rather than privately. You may even sense angelic presence more often, feel spiritual energy around you, or receive deep intuitive downloads at unexpected times. When God elevates a chosen one, the communication between heaven and your soul increases dramatically. This clarity is a mark of visibility in the spiritual realm. The more God shows you, the more your authority grows. Chosen one, you will also notice that hidden enemies reveal themselves as you become more visible. People who once pretended to support you suddenly show irritation or jealousy. Their negative intentions, once disguised, become painfully obvious. They may gossip, compete with you, or distance themselves from you for no rational reason. This often confuses chosen ones at first, but understand this truth. When God exposes you, He also exposes who was never meant to walk with you. Your rising power disturbs those who benefited from your silence and invisibility. When your light increases, their shadows can no longer hide. This is a necessary part of spiritual elevation. The Most High removes people who would sabotage your destiny as you step into your divine rank. Your visibility also becomes evident through opportunities that start appearing unexpectedly. Doors that were once locked begin to open. People who overlooked you now recognize your gifts. Messages, connections, or resources come into your life with divine timing. You are no longer hidden from the pathways aligned with your purpose. The world begins to make space for you because heaven has already marked your position. Even if you feel unprepared, the spiritual realm knows you are ready. Chosen one, another subtle yet powerful sign is how your energy influences spaces. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts, conversations change, people sit up straighter, negativity weakens. The spiritually sensitive feel peace, clarity, or conviction rise within them. This has nothing to do with your physical appearance. It is your spirit announcing your presence. People may say, "I feel different when you're here," or "You bring a strong energy into the room." This is spiritual recognition. Those with dark intentions may become silent or uneasy, unable to maintain their facade in your presence. Again, this is evidence that you're no longer hidden. You may also feel a new level of boldness within yourself. Your voice becomes stronger, your boundaries clearer, your self-awareness sharper. You stop shrinking, stop apologizing for your purpose, and stop doubting your significance. This internal shift is not arrogance, it is alignment. When you step into visibility, your spirit finally catches up with the truth God placed within you. You begin to carry yourself differently, think differently, and move differently. This confidence is divine, not worldly. It is a sign that heaven has activated your authority. Finally, chosen one, visibility shows up in the way you attract spiritual attention. Darkness notices you more. Light notices you more. People notice you more. Heaven recognizes your readiness. The spiritual realm adjusts around you. You are no longer hidden because your season of hiding has fulfilled its purpose. Now, the Most High is positioning you where your voice, your presence, and your spirit will influence those you are meant to guide. Chosen one, if this resonates with you, then understand. You are stepping into a new dimension of spiritual identity. You are recognized, you are seen, you are awakening. Comment 999. If your spirit feels this shift, and let's continue forward. Divine power, intuition, and prophetic sensitivity. Increasing. Chosen one, when you begin stepping into the realm of the most powerful chosen ones, one of the first and most undeniable signs is the dramatic increase in your intuition, your spiritual sensitivity, and your prophetic awareness. This transformation does not happen slowly. It rises within you like a flood, almost overwhelming at times, because your spirit is expanding beyond its old capacity. You begin to sense things before they happen. You feel energies before people speak. You know the truth without needing evidence. This is not imagination, coincidence, or wishful thinking. This is spiritual intelligence being activated within you. God sharpens the intuitive vision of His most powerful chosen ones because their calling requires clarity, precision, and heightened awareness. You begin to notice that your inner voice is no longer soft or uncertain. It becomes loud, authoritative, and direct. Your intuition shifts from a whisper to a command. It guides you with confidence and accuracy, warning you when danger approaches, nudging you toward the right path, and revealing truths you were never taught. You may even feel as if you're picking up emotions, intentions, or spiritual vibrations from others without trying. This sensitivity is not accidental. It is training. It is God opening your spiritual eyes. As your intuition increases, your dreams begin to change as well. What used to be random or forgettable becomes vivid, symbolic, and meaningful. You may wake up from dreams that feel more real than the physical world around you. Some dreams reveal warnings, some reveal direction, some reveal truths about people around you, and some reveal your destiny. Chosen one, this is prophetic sensitivity awakening within you. The Most High communicates with His powerful chosen ones through dreams long before He manifests things in the physical world. You begin to recognize patterns, messages, people, numbers, colors, symbols, and they start making sense to you in ways they never did before. You start receiving insights you did not ask for, visions you cannot explain, and revelations that feel too accurate to ignore. This prophetic awakening is proof that heaven is speaking to you more directly, because your mission requires a spiritual connection that goes beyond the ordinary. Another profound sign of this elevation is that discernment becomes one of your strongest gifts. You can sense lies instantly. You can recognize deception without being told. You can feel when someone speaks with hidden intentions, even if they smile in your face. You can detect spiritual darkness in people who pretend to walk in light. Your spirit reacts not because you judge them, but because you feel the truth behind their energy. This heightened discernment protects you from people who are not meant to be near your destiny. It keeps you aligned with the divine path, and it prevents you from falling into traps set by those who envy your spiritual authority. Chosen one, discernment is the sword of a powerful chosen one, and its increase in your life is one of the most unmistakable signs of divine elevation. As your sensitivity strengthens, you also begin to feel the emotional and spiritual energy of others more intensely. You might walk into a room and immediately sense tension, sadness, jealousy, or peace without anyone speaking. You may feel physically drained around certain people and uplifted around others. This is because your spirit is becoming more attuned to the unseen currents of the spiritual world. You are no longer operating from your human senses alone. You are operating from your spiritual senses. This can feel overwhelming at first, but it is part of your training. God is teaching you how to navigate energy, how to protect your spirit, and how to listen to what is not being said. This level of sensitivity is a hallmark of a powerful chosen one because your calling requires spiritual discernment, not just emotional awareness. Another powerful sign is the way synchronicities intensify around you. You begin seeing repeated numbers more frequently, experiencing divine timing, crossing paths with people who deliver messages you needed, or receiving confirmations right after asking for guidance. These synchronicities are not random. They are signs that your frequency is rising and your alignment with the divine plan is strengthening. You begin to notice patterns that guide your decisions and reassure your soul. Even a simple moment, such as hearing a phrase at the exact time you think a certain thought, becomes a spiritual confirmation. This is the divine realm communicating with you through subtle but precise signs. Chosen one, your prophetic sensitivity also shows up in the way your spirit reacts to future events. Sometimes you sense something is coming before there is any physical indication. You may feel anxious without a reason, or you may feel excited about something you haven't seen yet. This is spiritual foresight. You are picking up on energies that haven't entered the physical world yet. The Most High reveals things to his powerful chosen ones ahead of time so they can prepare, protect themselves, or position themselves properly for what is coming. This is not something everyone experiences. It is a sign of spiritual rank. You also begin to notice people reacting to your intuition. Some become amazed that you just know things. Others become intimidated because they realize they cannot deceive you. And those who carry hidden darkness may feel exposed in your presence. This is because your sensitivity disrupts illusions. Your spiritual clarity shines light on what people try to hide. Even when you say nothing, your energy speaks. People may tell you that being around you feels like being seen, understood, or spiritually awakened. That is because your rising intuition and prophetic sensitivity activate something inside them. You awaken spiritual awareness in others simply by being who you are. Another powerful sign is that you begin to feel God's presence more often. You may sense divine guidance in your thoughts, feel spiritual warmth during prayer or meditation, or experience sudden clarity that feels like wisdom being poured into your spirit. This closeness to the divine is not something everyone experiences deeply. It is given to chosen ones who are stepping into their true spiritual identity. When heaven draws near to you, your sensitivity heightens even more because your spirit is being aligned with divine frequency. Finally, chosen one, this increase in intuitive and prophetic power is not accidental. It is preparation for your calling. God does not give this level of sensitivity to those who are unprepared. He gives it to those who are ready to walk in authority, speak truth, deliver messages, awaken others, and lead with spiritual clarity. Your rising intuition is evidence that heaven trusts you. Your prophetic awareness is proof that your mission is unfolding, and your sensitivity is the mark of someone who is no longer walking only in the physical world. You are navigating the spiritual realm with power. Chosen one, if your intuition has been stronger, if your dreams have been clearer, if your spirit has been more sensitive, then understand this. You are stepping into a higher spiritual dimension. You are awakening, you are rising, and you are becoming one of the most powerful chosen ones of your generation. If your spirit agrees, comment 444 to seal this revelation. Supernatural protection and divine favor surrounding you. Chosen one of the strongest and most undeniable signs that you are among the most powerful chosen ones is the supernatural protection that surrounds your life, even in moments when you are not fully aware of it. This protection is not subtle, though sometimes it appears quiet. It is consistent, precise, and divinely orchestrated. You have survived situations that should have broken you. You have escaped environments that were designed to consume you. You have been delivered from people who intended to harm you spiritually, emotionally, or physically. You have walked through valleys where others collapsed, yet you rose with strength that didn't make sense in the natural world. This is the signature of divine protection. This is the mark of someone God refuses to let fall. This is how heaven treats a chosen one whose purpose carries immense spiritual weight. There were moments in your life where you didn't understand why certain connections ended, why certain doors closed, why certain plans failed, or why you were pulled away from certain people, but chosen one, what you didn't see at the time was the spiritual danger behind those situations. God removed you, blocked you, redirected you, or delayed you because your mission is too important to be touched by the wrong energy or derailed by the wrong influence. The Most High protects powerful chosen ones in ways that defy logic. You may notice that despite the challenges, you always end up safe. You always find a way through. You always receive help at the exact moment you need it. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. Your steps are guarded. Your spirit is shielded. Even when enemies rise against you, they fail. Even when people scheme, their plans crumble. Even when darkness tries to intimidate you, it cannot touch you. You might not physically see the angels that surround you, but your spirit feels them. They stand beside you in silence, pushing back what was meant to harm you. This invisible shield is a privilege given only to the chosen ones who carry high spiritual rank. Chosen one, another sign of supernatural protection, is the way truth always comes to light around you. Deception cannot survive in your presence for long. People who lie to you are eventually exposed. Those who plot against you reveal themselves accidentally. Hidden intentions surface. Secret conversations leak. The Most High allows truth to rise around you because your journey requires clarity, not confusion. He refuses to let you walk blindly into relationships, opportunities, or environments that would drain your spiritual power. When God is determined to protect a chosen one, He reveals what others try to hide. He uncovers the darkness lurking behind smiles. He shows you the spiritual reality behind physical appearances. This revelation, even when it hurts, is part of your protection. Supernatural protection also shows up in the way you are lifted out of situations that are not aligned with your destiny. Have you ever noticed how quickly you lose interest in something the moment it becomes spiritually unsafe? Or how your spirit grows uncomfortable when you're in the wrong environment? That is divine protection speaking to you. The Most High disrupts your comfort so He can redirect your path. He creates turbulence to push you away from danger. He closes doors so you don't walk through the wrong ones. And even when you stubbornly try to stay in places that feel familiar, something always happens to remove you. Chosen one. This is God protecting your assignment, even when you don't understand the reason yet. Another strong sign of divine protection is the way you bounce back from situations that would destroy others. People might wonder how you're still standing after everything you have endured. They don't realize that the hand of God has been covering you since birth. The trauma that broke others became your strength. The betrayal that crushed others became your awakening. The setbacks that defeated others became your training. Your ability to rise repeatedly is not normal. It is supernatural. This resilience is the evidence of God's hand on your life, preserving you for a mission larger than anything you have faced. Chosen one, your divine protection is also evident in the unusual favor you experience. Doors open for you unexpectedly. Opportunities appear at the perfect moment. People show up to help you out of nowhere. You receive blessings you didn't chase, support you didn't request, and breakthroughs you didn't plan for. This is not because you are lucky. It is because you are marked by heaven. Favor follows the chosen ones who carry powerful destinies. Even when others try to block your progression, God makes a way. Even when resources seem limited, God provides. Even when you face setbacks, God turns them around. Everything that is meant for you finds its way to you. This divine favor separates you from the crowd because your journey is guided, not random. Another unmistakable sign of supernatural protection is how quickly you recover from spiritual attacks. There have been moments when the pressure felt unbearable, when the darkness felt overwhelming, when the heaviness on your spirit felt impossible to carry. But somehow, you rose again. You regained strength. You regained clarity. You regained your spiritual footing. This is because you are protected in realms you cannot see. Every attack against you has already been intercepted. Every plan formed against you has already been weakened. Every curse spoken over you has already been reversed. The Most High defends His powerful chosen ones fiercely because your purpose threatens the kingdom of darkness. Your survival is not accidental. It is divine. You may also notice that certain people become extremely uncomfortable around you as your protection increases. Individuals with hidden darkness, envy, or ill intentions cannot stand near your spirit. They may avoid you, cut you off, or act strangely, not realizing that it is not them making the decision. It is the spiritual barrier around you repelling what is not aligned. Your energy becomes a shield. Your presence becomes a warning. Darkness cannot approach you without being exposed, and because of that, many people distance themselves without understanding why. This too is divine protection. Finally, chosen one, supernatural protection reveals itself in the way you move through life without losing your authenticity, your compassion, or your divine connection. Even after everything you faced, your heart stayed pure. Your intentions stayed genuine. Your spirit stayed aligned with God. This purity is itself a form of protection. The Most High guards the hearts of His powerful chosen ones so they do not become corrupted by the battles they endure. He ensures that your character remains intact, your compassion remains strong, and your purpose remains clear. Chosen one, understand this deeply. The protection surrounding you is not ordinary. It is divine evidence that you are chosen, powerful, and destined for a mission greater than you imagine. If your spirit feels this truth, hold it close. You are being shielded, guided, and elevated for a purpose only heaven fully understands. Your presence shifts atmospheres, a sign of high spiritual power. Chosen one of the greatest confirmations that you are among the most powerful chosen ones is the way your very presence shifts atmospheres without you speaking a single word. This is not something you force. It is not something you try to do. It is simply who you are. When you enter a space, the energy changes instantly because your spirit carries a divine frequency that cannot be ignored. People feel something when you walk into the room. Some feel peace, some feel conviction, some feel exposed, and some feel uplifted, but no one feels nothing. Your presence has weight because your spirit carries authority. This is one of the clearest signs that heaven has placed a mantle on your life. You do not blend in. You cannot blend in. Even when you try to shrink, hide, or be silent, your spirit still speaks. Your energy still radiates. Your light still pierces through the atmosphere. This is not a personality trait. It is a spiritual reality. The Most High has given you an aura that carries divine impact. Chosen one, this atmospheric shift becomes most noticeable when you realize how people respond to you without understanding why. Some people become unusually respectful, almost reverent, as if they sense the holiness surrounding you. Others become nervous, awkward, or silent because your presence reveals what they try to hide. Those with pure hearts feel calm and safe around you, while those with hidden darkness feel threatened or exposed. You may notice people suddenly adjusting themselves when you walk near them, lowering their voice, stopping certain conversations, or changing their behavior. This is because your spirit brings alignment. Your presence calls things into order. Your energy disrupts anything that is not aligned with truth. You carry a light that cannot be ignored, and every spirit around you responds to that light differently depending on their own alignment. This ability to shift atmospheres also shows up in how deeply people remember you. Even if you barely speak to them, they feel something significant about you. They recall your energy, your silence, your eyes, or the way they felt in your presence. You don't have to impress them or earn their attention. Your spirit leaves an imprint. This imprint is not based on your physical appearance or your words. It is based on your spiritual identity. You carry a presence that touches people's souls, awakens dormant parts of them, or challenges their internal shadows. Many people will not be able to explain why they remember you so clearly, but their spirit knows exactly who you are. Chosen one, you also shift atmospheres by the way your presence exposes spiritual warfare. In places where deceit, envy, or manipulation exist, your presence disrupts everything. Darkness becomes restless around you. People who operate with harmful intentions suddenly become uncomfortable, irritated, or defensive. They may act strangely because your spirit exposes what they hoped would remain hidden. This exposure is not something you do intentionally. It is simply the nature of your light. The Most High placed truth inside you, and wherever you go, that truth radiates outward. The more powerful your calling, the stronger this radiance becomes. When someone is not walking in alignment, they can feel your spirit confronting theirs without you speaking a word. Another undeniable sign is the peace you bring into chaotic environments. When you enter a space filled with tension or emotional heaviness, the atmosphere shifts. People begin to calm down. Arguments lose energy. Anxiety weakens. Confusion dissolves. Your spirit carries divine order, and wherever you stand, that order begins to influence the room. People may even come to you unknowingly, standing closer because they feel anchored by your presence. They may confide in you impulsively or seek comfort in your silence. This is because your spirit carries healing. Your presence strengthens those who are weakened, stabilizes those who feel lost, and comforts those who are hurting. This ability is not human. It is spiritual power flowing through you from the Most High. You also shift atmospheres through your words, even when you speak softly or briefly. When you talk, people listen, not because of volume or force, but because your words carry spiritual weight. You speak with authority that comes from your soul, not your ego. You communicate truth that penetrates deeply. Even simple statements feel profound to others because your spirit anoints your voice. People may say, "I feel something when you speak," or "Your words gave me clarity," or "I don't know why, but I needed to hear that." This is not you trying to be wise. This is divine influence coming through you. The powerful chosen ones are vessels of spiritual truth, and their voice echoes beyond the physical realm. Chosen one, this atmosphere-shifting power also shows up in how quickly environments reject you when you are not meant to be there. If you enter a place that carries spiritual contamination or misalignment, you feel it instantly. Your spirit becomes restless. You sense heaviness, danger, or discomfort, and the environment itself may react to you. People become tense, conversations break, or energies clash. This is because your presence disrupts darkness so strongly that environments not aligned with your purpose cannot hold you for long. God built you with a spirit that naturally purifies and confronts, and because of this, your presence is incompatible with lower energies. Another powerful sign is how animals, children, or spiritually sensitive individuals react positively to you. They sense purity in your energy. They feel the softness beneath your strength. They are drawn to your aura because their spirits recognize your spiritual identity. Even those who don't understand spirituality can feel that you carry something sacred. This is because your presence vibrates at a higher frequency, one that radiates truth, compassion, and divine alignment. Finally, chosen one, the clearest sign that your presence shifts atmospheres is how you affect yourself. You notice your own growth, your own strength, your own clarity rising as you enter certain spaces. You feel God working through you. You sense your spirit expanding. You feel the power inside you becoming more accessible. You understand your identity more deeply each time your presence influences your surroundings. This is not ego. It is spiritual recognition. You are starting to see what heaven has always seen in you. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Your presence is not ordinary. Your energy is not average. Your spirit is not dim. You were created to transform, influence, elevate, awaken, and expose. You shift atmospheres because you carry divine authority. You are powerful, chosen, and spiritually appointed. And if your spirit agrees with these words, hold this truth with confidence. You are one of the chosen ones whose presence carries the weight of heaven. Conclusion. Chosen one, now that you have received these revelations, let your spirit recognize what your mind may still be catching up to. You are not ordinary. You are not overlooked. And you are certainly not powerless. You are walking with a divine mantle that has been shaping you quietly for years. And now you are stepping into the season where everything God placed inside you begins to rise to the surface. The signs you heard in this message did not reach you by accident. They came to you at the exact moment your soul was ready to receive them. This is confirmation that your journey, your trials, your elevation, and your awakening are all aligning perfectly under God's timing. You are stepping into a higher dimension of spiritual identity, and the Most High is calling you to walk with confidence, authority, and unwavering obedience. Do not shrink. Do not doubt. Do not question the power that has been placed on your life. You were chosen for a reason bigger than your past, stronger than your fears, and greater than anything that has tried to stop you. The world will feel your presence. Heaven will guide your steps. And no force of darkness will ever win against you, because you carry divine protection, divine purpose, and divine favor. As you continue your journey, stay aligned with God, stay grounded in your spirit, and stay aware of the signs He places before you. And if this message spoke to your soul, make sure you stay connected. Subscribe to Spirit Guide, tap the bell icon, and share this message with another chosen one who needs this confirmation today. Your rise is just beginning, chosen one. Walk boldly into the calling that was written for you.